Hey foodies, thanks for watching. Today we're going to do something just a little bit different. We're going to have a tasting of some wonderful pawpaws that we've grown in our backyard. And I've got Jamie here to talk about pawpaws and tell us just really what are they?
So I know you've had them in a couple of your videos. You did the pawpaw panna cotta.
Yeah.
And you did the crema bianca with cannoli, right?
Yes, that's
so
right.
Pawpaws are a fruit that is native to Canada and the United States. It is the largest tree fruit that is native to Canada and the United States. And for those of you who are joining us from south of the equator, you might be more familiar with them, with pawpaws as papaya, but these are different. This is what's called a North American pawpaw sometimes. And it is related to other fruits in the Annona family, like cherimoya and guanabana, which you may know as soursop as well. And they, once upon a time, were food for mastodons in North America, and since then have been cultivated by First Nations people and Native Americans. And unfortunately, especially in Ontario here where we live, have lost a lot of their habitat due to development. And so they're kind of hard to find, but they've got a bit of a resurgence going on. And if you're looking for them, you can find them more often in farmers markets now, particularly if you're down around Toronto or southwestern Ontario. Or you can do like a lot of people and grow them yourselves, which is what I've done.
Yeah. And when you grow them, it only just takes a few years before you start seeing the fruits of your labors, pardon the pun. So today we've got 3 different varieties. We've got NC1, which is this one. And you can see it's a nice big fruit. It's amazing. And this whole kitchen smells so good.
Mm-hmm. When they ripen, they don't always look super pretty, but they smell amazing.
Yeah.
They smell so
good. They
good.
really do.
Yeah.
And then we've got Susquehanna.
Susquehanna, which is from the United States.
And they all have slight different tastes and flavors, but they're all really good. And then we've got what did you call it? It was from seedling?
This is a seedling, yeah. Both of these are from the Niagara Peninsula originally. Yeah.
And this one we like to call banana because they're shaped a little bit like bananas, but they also taste really banana-y and they're so wonderful. So we've got different varieties of pawpaws, and you can see like some of them are green and some of them are a little bit browner because they're more ripe, and that changes the flavor, and I can't wait to discuss the flavor with you as we taste them. So Jamie's going to show us how to actually cut into a pawpaw because I didn't know at the beginning, and it's actually quite clever and neat.
So if you ever cut into an avocado, it's very similar. You just take one and try not to cut your hand while you do it. Cut it around the middle.
And there's seeds, big seeds in the middle, aren't there?
Yes, there are big seeds in the middle, so you'll feel them as you cut through it. And then once you've cut or scored all the way around, you twist. And sometimes they open up easy, sometimes they turn into a big mushy mess. This one has opened up pretty easy.
Look at that.
So you can see the pulp inside and all the big seeds inside.
And it's the pulp that we can eat. We can't eat the seeds or the skin, right?
Yeah, you don't want to eat the seeds. You don't want to eat the skin. Normally, when we scoop them out, I'd scoop out the seeds and I'd suck all the goop off and spit it out, but we're not going to do that on camera.
Well,
so do you want to give it a try?
Let's give it a try.
Give it a try.
Oh, this looks really good. It's almost like custard. Like it's like a vegetarian custard. Oh, I got a little bit of skin there. There we go.
So the flesh on this one is really firm.
I got some flesh in my mouth. It's very melony.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
It reminds me a little bit of honeydew melon.
Yeah.
A little bit of papaya.
Yeah.
It's sweet, but there's just a hint of bitter, which sometimes happens when they're not very ripe. Or when you get them wild.
I got a seed.
Got a seed.
Okay, I'll put that there.
I'm trying to be ladylike on camera.
Oh, well, there you go. So this one is very melon and citrus-like. I wonder what the other ones taste like.
Well, this is a younger one, so do you want to go with an older one of the same type?
Yeah,
and
let's try that.
Compare. Okay, this one is older. You can see, for the folks at home, that it's got more black and brown spots on it. This one, I'm curious as whether or not it'll... Oh no, this one's going to get squishy.
Oh,
That's okay.
look at that.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, of course you give me that one.
We'll see how this one goes.
We were rehearsing this last night, and Jamie had one of this variety, and I had another one of the variety, and they were totally different flavors.
Ooh, this is nice.
This tastes like 10% cream to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, or whipping cream, or like just...
I'm getting a little bit more caramel off this one. It's very nice. This seedling, I find these ones are very juicy. Sometimes pawpaws are quite juicy. Sometimes you cut into them and they are a little bit more, I don't know what you call it, fleshy, something like that. These ones are very custardy.
It's really nice.
Sometimes they're buttery, so they taste a little bit more fatty, but this one's more sugary, I think.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely sugar, but I can taste the fat in this one.
I've lost the papaya. I don't get that anymore.
Definitely.
So I've got like a little bit of banana, a little bit of melon, a little bit of caramel. With the other one, I wasn't getting the caramel, but I was getting the papaya flavor. Yeah.
So that's from a seedling. That's great. Okay, so
now... seedling is just grown from seed.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So it's luck of the draw when we plant by seed.
Exactly. The seeds don't grow true to the parent. They will have their own flavor mix, because all pawpaws, if you want to produce pawpaws yourself, you have to have 2 different trees so that they can cross-pollinate. And that means that every new tree will have its own flavor. These ones are cultivars, is what they call them, which means that they're propagated by making cuttings and grafting those cuttings onto what they call rootstock, which is an existing little tree. And because they take the cutting of the parent plant, it's always exactly the same. So these two are, they're called cultivars. So it's a little bit like if you're familiar with apples, like Macintosh or Gala or Fuji, it's the same thing. Yeah, so you know what you're getting every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's cut into the next one.
Yeah, so this is the Susquehanna, and we'll start with... All these are pretty ripe. So, because we have... That one was done a little bit earlier.
And it's been a good year for us.
This has been a good year, yeah. They've really produced a lot. So we can see again, the flesh on this one is different. This one looks a little bit more caramelly.
Oh yeah, look at the difference. Like it's like from bright yellow to like caramel colors.
Yeah. All right, so you give this one a try.
Sure. Oh. Yeah, you can definitely smell the caramel notes. Like it's got really nice flavor.
This one smells a lot like a pawpaw.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Sometimes pawpaws, I mean all pawpaws are very aromatic. Some of them taste just like they smell.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So the flesh on this one is a bit more buttery, I think. It's like I'm scooping out butter.
Yeah, you can definitely taste the pawpaw flavor. It's not as...
it's not as melony.
No, definitely not as melony. These seeds are amazing looking. I mean, they're these big...
Yeah, big...
black or dark brown seeds. They look almost like flattened cocoa beans. And, well, I don't want to eat them, obviously.
It's maybe not as sweet as the other one.
Yeah. No,
but the flavor is very rich.
Yeah, yeah.
It's less juicy, but I think more fatty. It's really good.
It is good.
It's really good. I am getting banana off this one. Sometimes people say that pawpaws taste like a banana mango custard.
Yeah.
I almost never get the banana, but I'm getting the banana off this one.
Yeah.
So pawpaws all ripen at different times depending on what variety you get. And Susquehanna is known as one of the later ripening varieties, but it actually ripened really early for us this year.
Yeah.
It was the first one to start ripening, which is...
Okay. I'm going to eat all of this if we don't keep moving on.
All right.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Okay. So we got one last one. So Susquehanna was named after the river that it was found near, the Susquehanna River. A lot of pawpaws get named after a location or a person. This one is known as NC1. It's Niagara Campbell 1. So it was grown originally in the Niagara region, which is not too far from here. And by a gentleman with the last name Campbell, who named this, and I think a persimmons variety as well.
It's amazing the size difference. Like, I mean, look at the size difference of these things. Like,
Yeah, so for the wild ones, you know, when you get the wild ones, this would be big.
yeah.
Right, this here. And
This
you
is
know,
gigantic.
cultivated ones, because they tend to be a whole lot bigger.
Yeah.
And the seedling ones, you never know.
Yeah.
But a lot of the cultivars, the cultivated varieties, are grown for their size and for having relatively few seeds. So we'll give... Oh, we didn't actually, before we move on, we didn't give a really ripe one of these a try.
Let's give a really ripe one a try.
Okay.
Because I hate buying bananas because they never get consumed fast enough because you buy them and they're almost perfect, or you're buying them and they're a little bit green. But these, when they get ripe, they're gonna be, wow.
That's strong, huh?
Yeah.
So this is even more dark
Wow.
and more caramelly.
And it's just, yeah, it's, and these just get, in my opinion, better and better and better with age.
They get stronger. Susquehanna is sometimes too strong for some people. They say it's too much pawpaw flavor, but I don't mind.
This does have a lot of pawpaw flavor.
Yeah. But I'm getting butterscotch
Yeah.
and vanilla. Yeah.
I definitely taste the vanilla. There's a lot of seeds in this one too.
That often happens with the small ones. There's a lot of seed. Yeah, I'm still getting the banana. But I'm getting butterscotch and vanilla.
Yeah.
And pawpaw, whatever that flavor is, that's so hard to describe. People will tell you that pawpaws taste like strawberry, and people will tell you they taste like mango, and people will tell you that they taste like cherimoya, and people will tell you that they taste like anything and everything under the sun.
So in other words, they taste good.
Right? They taste delicious one way or the other. So that, I think, was a lot like the other one, but just like dialed up.
Yeah.
And I think a bit sweeter.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So yeah, that was the Susquehanna. We're going to jump back to the NC1 that we were talking about, which is originally from Niagara. We'll start with a slightly more green one.
Yeah,
so as
greener
you can
one.
see, this
Yeah.
one is a little bit more on the green side. And we'll cut into this one. NC1 is also known as one of the stronger tasting varieties, which is why I planted it. I should have asked you if you wanted to do
No,
that.
that's great. I can do the next one.
Good.
Look at
I'll
that.
give you
So
the
this
bigger
is
one.
definitely yellowier than the Susquehanna.
Yeah. Let's see how this
So-
tastes.
Oh, I think it's probably my favorite one. It's so smooth. There's very little grain to it, for lack of a better term. Like some of them can be a little fibrous, and this has none of that. Like it's just it's very much like a custard or a pudding. A really firm pudding, but oh my gosh. And look at that. Like, I can take a whole spoon and, like, that's amazing. Like, it's not chock full of seeds.
I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
This is really good.
So, there's also the really ripe one.
I think I just said it was amazing over and over again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So did I.
This is more butterscotch, but like you said, it kind of melts in your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
The consistency is almost like a perfect avocado. You know when you get an avocado and it's just exactly right? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. You're right. So I've scored this.
This one's a lot darker, so it's going to be a lot more. Oh, and you can see it's gotten browner. Oh, on the inside.
I might take back that one being my favorite. Oh, got that caramelly note, but it's also smooth and flavorful. Yeah.
It's got the same consistency. Sometimes the older they get, when they're younger, they're firmer, and when they're older, they get, like you said, a little bit fibrous or a little bit mealy. But this one, no way.
Yeah.
This one is amazing.
So I've baked with these pawpaws in previous videos, and I'm going to link to in the description below of some of the videos that I've made. And the biggest problem I find with baking with pawpaws is because of the high heat when you're baking cakes and cookies and things like that, it changes the flavor and kind of ruins the pawpaw itself. So you need to make something like a panna cotta and then add the fruit after. You can add a little bit in it for slight undertones of the flavor, but if you really want to bring out that pawpaw flavor, add it at the end, and it's going to really be wonderful.
Or like you did with the crema bianca, you mix it into something that's already made.
Yeah, or a whipped cream. It'd be really lovely in a whipped cream. Yeah.
You should do a pawpaw ice cream.
It would be nice to be in a pawpaw ice cream.
There are a lot of different recipes out there. I know some people do bake with it. They just expect that the flavor is going to be different after you've baked it.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to ask you, foodies, have you ever had pawpaws before? And if so, let me know in the comments below what your favorite flavor is. And if you haven't had pawpaws before, ask all the questions you want. We've got Jamie here, and he's happy to answer the questions. And I look forward to seeing you next time.